Regarding the harassment incident that happened earlier this year, it's the first time that I've seen something like that. Actual drama is rare. They can be around, but they don't really come forward and say anything or do anything to you. We shouldn't think that it will never happen, especially during election period.
When I just started doing house visits, that was pre-GE 2020. I had doors slammed in front of me. It was a difficult start to a volunteering journey, but that attitude in people had changed over the years. My name is Linda Low. I have been volunteering with the Workers' Party since 2020. Besides the Meet the People session, I do house visits whereby we visit residents 3 times a week. In the beginning, when I just started volunteering, there were questions asking, why are you doing this? Why are you not joining the ruling party when you may get more mileage? But over the years, that mindset has changed a lot. And now they feel proud that they know someone who is actively volunteering with the opposition party.
142-132 Miss Lisa. Hi, good afternoon.
House visit, Progress Singapore Party.
My name is Stephanie. I am 37 and I am a volunteer with the Progress Singapore Party. I wanted to help out with parliamentary work and I was given the opportunity to do that. And along the way, I started to do more door-to-door visits as well. And I also started to help out with editing the newsletter.
I'm Elijah. I am 23 this year. I volunteered for 2 opposition parties at that point in time. So I stayed on with one of the parties for a couple of years. I had the opportunity to have deeper conversations with residents and really understand what the most immediate concern was for them. Along the way, I felt that the party was not clear in what exactly it stands for and how exactly it wanted to make change in society without going against the incumbent. As an opposition party, it's not your job to oppose. I think the people want there to be a strong alternative and not just I'm friendly with the PAP and I have these slightly better policies, but I'm not going to radically change things that are fundamentally problematic in society.
I have spoken to a few other volunteers and some of them do feel like they're just a cog in the machine. What are your thoughts on that?
In a whole political party, you have so many different roles, right? Not just parliamentary work, there's also the ground ops, there is also, for example, comms. So when you go in, I think you should try to make an impact in what you think and you know that you're good at. And then for other areas which you are not so good at, I will defer to other people who are better than me in that area. So when I go in with this mindset, I find that reality matched expectation in that way.
What kind of impact did you hope to have when you first went in as a volunteer?
I came in without any expectations. Along the way, it became a very fulfilling journey for me because I saw that residents' problems were being resolved. Issues such as rooftop leakage, it can be neighborly disputes. So just like this MPS session, we need people to write cases. We also need people to, say, manage a queue, manage registration. You may not see the impact, but every effort put in by an individual plays a part.
I think every party has their fair share of big incidents making the news. So particularly for WP, how do you feel that impacted you as a volunteer or even just the volunteers around you?
Of course, I think those news did cause some concerns within the team in the beginning, but we encouraged each other, we need to overcome this. We actually did more on the ground to reach out to residents, to explain to them if they have any concerns on this issue. It boosted us to step up and to do more to reach the ground.
Our team will be led by Lakey, and then Stephanie follow Lakey also, and then Aloysius follow us.
So we have 1 trolley, right?
Yes.
Our GE prep started long ago. When the EBRC report was released just recently, the redrawing was quite drastic. But of course, we're trying to be optimistic and we're just doing, we have to work even harder.
So much needs to change. I think the GRC system needs to be abolished. I don't think it's a radical idea actually. Hazel Poh from PSP introduced it in Parliament before. The way that we started parliamentary politics in the first place was when we were all SMCs, before SMC even had a name. Yeah, I think it should be back to all SMCs rather than a group of people who includes one anchor minister that like parachutes random people like into our GRCs. I think it's fairer for like the people who are contesting also. Then like we give everyone like a fair chance to like prove to the people like why we should vote for them.
When it comes to volunteering, you may not see the result right away. It may take weeks, take months, or take years before you see the fruition. You have to manage your work commitment, your family commitments, and yet you're putting time aside to do volunteering, and you're not being paid for doing this. So it can get burnt out. So I think what is important is to be genuine in what you want to do.
Most of the other volunteers do have the same purpose as me, regardless of the role that they're playing in a party, to ask more questions and speak up on behalf of Singaporeans. And we don't really complain that we don't get any benefit out of this. They're all very passionate. But some are a lot more passionate than I am even. Yeah, they're very passionate about their purpose.
When we pay for $7 chicken rice, it is politics, right? When our water bills go up, when we experience the burning heat of the sun because of climate crisis, every MPS visit, every door knocking session, every like petition that comes out. Yeah, in a strange way, like I think these shifts are a hopeful indicator that like people power is growing, that like contestation is growing. At the same time, everyday life is political. So I think that's why it makes it all the more important that like democracy doesn't just happen in Parliament, right? But outside Parliament also.